Welcome to Episode 23, Audit and Accountability, Part 3. Once logs are flowing and protected, the final question is simple but profound. Can you prove that your audit and accountability practices actually work? Having data is not the same as demonstrating control. Evidence must show that logging covers the right systems, that events follow defined standards, and that reviews lead to action. The point is not volume but verifiable quality. A credible audit program tells a coherent story from source to decision, showing that what should have been captured was captured, what should have been reviewed was reviewed, and what should have been corrected was corrected. The goal is confidence backed by proof, not by promises. Building on that foundation, a complete source inventory with mapped ownership is the first piece of credible evidence. Every log source, servers, applications, devices, cloud services, must appear in a central record showing what it generates, where it sends data, and who is responsible for its upkeep. Ownership means accountability for configuration, quality, and review cadence. Without this mapping, even strong pipelines lose traceability. A missing or unknown source suggests potential blind spots. Keeping the inventory current requires discipline. Add new systems during onboarding, retire entries when decommissioned, and assign owners who acknowledge responsibility. The inventory is not static. It is a living map of visibility itself. From that inventory, build a coverage matrix across priority systems. The matrix lists critical assets vertically: databases, identity platforms, network boundaries, and essential event categories horizontally: authentication, access changes, administrative actions, and failures. Each cell shows whether coverage exists and how it is verified. A simple color code, green for covered, yellow for partial, red for missing, turns abstract assurance into a visual truth. This grid becomes the organization's mirror, showing where attention must go next. Over time, progress should move red to green through measurable actions. The coverage matrix is the heartbeat of logging maturity, visible, structured, and accountable. Sampling events and matching them to the defined taxonomy verifies that systems log what the policy claims. Pick a handful of representative logs from each key source, review their format, fields, and categorization, and confirm alignment with the official event taxonomy. For example, an access grant should appear under the privilege modification category, not buried as a generic system message. Sampling demonstrates quality without drowning in volume. It shows assessors that policy and practice speak the same language. Consistency across samples also proves that ingestion, parsing, and tagging work correctly throughout the pipeline. Every sample is a micro-audit of structure and meaning. Next, verify timestamps, time zones, and precision across the dataset. Time consistency is the thread that connects events into reliable sequences. Check that clocks synchronize through a trusted protocol and that logs record offsets clearly. Convert a few cross-system events, like a login followed by a data access, and confirm that times align within expected tolerances. Drift of even a few seconds can confuse correlation. Drift of minutes can derail incident reconstruction entirely. Evidence here includes configuration files, synchronization reports, and a handful of event comparisons. Time verification is one of the simplest tests with the highest payoff. Accuracy of time equals accuracy of truth. Tracing events end-to-end, from occurrence to alert, proves that the monitoring process works as intended. Pick one event type, such as an administrative login, and follow it through every stage: source log creation, collector ingestion, correlation, alert generation, and analyst response. Record screenshots or export snippets showing each hop. This trace provides assessors with a tangible walkthrough of the entire detection chain. It also teaches the organization where delays, losses, or misclassifications occur. End-to-end tracing converts abstract promises of visibility into observable evidence that alerts truly originate from authentic system activity. It is accountability in motion. Review logs systematically, recording frequency, findings, and resulting actions. Evidence should show not just that reviews occur, but that they matter. Meeting minutes, annotated reports, or issue trackers can demonstrate that anomalies are investigated and remediated. For instance, a monthly review might reveal repeated failed logins from a service account, leading to password rotation or automation updates. Logging without review is storage. Review without follow-up is theater. Real audit programs close the loop with proof that reviews inform decisions and reduce risk. Retention evidence and destruction records confirm that data management policy operates as written. For each log type, demonstrate that retention periods match documented requirements, perhaps 90 days in hot storage and 3 years in archive. Show that deletions occur through approved scripts or lifecycle rules, with results logged and approved. If legal holds pause deletion, record the reason and release date. Assessors look for predictable retention, not accidental hoarding. Proper disposal demonstrates control over both data risk and privacy. Retention evidence says, we keep what we must and no more. Integrity checksums and tamper detection mechanisms provide the next layer of assurance. Use hash summaries, digital signatures, or blockchain-based verification to prove that logs remain unaltered since capture. Present reports showing routine integrity checks and alerts for mismatches. Even a single verified chain of hashes reassures auditors that the system can detect manipulation. Without integrity evidence, all other proof weakens because authenticity becomes uncertain. Integrity protects the story's credibility, ensuring every log remains the same artifact that the system originally wrote. Access reviews for logging platforms ensure that only authorized personnel can view, modify, or delete log data. Evidence includes access control lists, role-based permission matrices, and approval records for administrative accounts. Reviewers should check that segregation of duties is enforced. Analysts can search but not purge, and system admins can manage pipelines but not edit content. A quarterly access audit confirms that logging infrastructure remains both protected and impartial. Transparency about who holds keys to the evidence strengthens overall trust. Logs cannot prove accountability if their guardians are unaccountable. As with all other domains, exceptions, waivers, and compensating controls must be documented. Perhaps a legacy device cannot export events, or a third-party system offers limited retention. Each deviation should cite approval, risk acceptance, and alternative measures such as network-level monitoring or periodic manual checks. Assessors respect candor when it comes with mitigation. They distrust silence. A small, well-documented exception list signals mature governance, while a blank one often signals denial. Transparency again becomes strength. Better to manage exceptions openly than to hide them beneath hopeful assumptions. Assessors tend to ask predictable questions, and prepared answers turn audits from stress into demonstration. They may ask how many systems produce logs, what formats you use, how correlation is validated, and how time synchronization is maintained. They will want to see 1 or 2 full traces from event to alert and examples of integrity verification. Prepare these cases in advance, ideally as standard artifacts in the evidence library. A confident, concise walkthrough builds credibility and shortens review time. Auditors value clarity and consistency far more than perfection. Common pitfalls follow familiar patterns, and so do remediation playbooks. Missing time synchronization, unowned log sources, inconsistent taxonomy, or incomplete retention schedules appear again and again. Each can be fixed with process rather than panic assign owners. Standardize formats, automate retention, and validate clocks. Keep a living playbook listing these issues, root causes, and tested remedies. When future gaps appear, the team can respond with precision instead of reinvention. Continuous improvement turns findings into fuel for progress. In closing, credible and complete audit evidence is built, not claimed. It arises from mapped sources, verified time, end-to-end traces, and transparent reviews. It lives in checklists, screenshots, reports, and metrics that confirm intent became action. When an assessor asks for proof, a mature program can open its records and let the evidence speak clearly. Audit and accountability thrive not on perfect data, but on consistent honesty, showing that visibility is real, controls are active, and lessons are applied. In that light, evidence becomes not paperwork, but trust made visible. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit DailyCyber.News.